Yeehaw! We are road tripping in West Virginia at Hillbilly Hot Dogs. Hillbilly Hot Dogs in Lesage, West Virginia is known nationwide for its wild spirit and even wilder menu. But some may not know the love story behind it.
My fantastic Sonny, who I lost in July, he passed away in July, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, he brought me back here on a visit. And I absolutely fell in love with the area. And his old house is up there in the hills. And, I just said, honey, clear this land and let's build a weenie stand.
And they did just that. For 23 years, owners Sonny and Sherry worked side by side, bringing visitors from all across the country, appearing on Food Network, the Travel Channel, and sharing their love story for years to come.
This is really a work of love, because to work every day with him and be with him, and he was my oxygen. And so this means everything. And the fact that my son and daughter-in-law and my other son and soon hopefully my grandson will one day be involved, it's everything.
Now the Hillbilly Hot Dog shop does have the Hillbilly dog, but it also has the Snuffy dog, the West Virginia dog, the Buckeye dog, the Taco dog, the Chunks Junkyard dog, the Strictly Business dog, and right here, the Nacho dog. And people travel far and wide just to try them.
I got the taco one, and it tastes just like a taco, but it's a hot dog. So it's amazing.
Yes, we drove 130 miles just to eat a hot dog.
It's really good. So great atmosphere and good food.
Along with the menu, the decorations are also the brainchild of Sherry's husband, Sonny. She says they wanted the stop to be more than just a restaurant. They wanted it to be an experience.
I hope that for few minutes that they get off that road and come on in, that they can leave all the other worries, all the other troubles, everything that's bothering them or hurting them in life, and just come in and laugh.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just, Sonny's a weenie man, he owns a weenie stand, he sells the best weenies around. We got the weenies. Sherry's his weenie wife, she adds the spices right. Hillbilly hot dog day or night. Yeehaw!
For Road Trippin', I'm Addison Albert with News 9. Has your mom ever said, don't go in there, and it makes you want to go inside? Or, that's really bad, and it makes you want to try something? Well, this restaurant, Plaza Restaurant, right off of Interstate 80, used just that tactic to get more people in the door. The Plaza Restaurant is known to have America's worst apple pie, so the sign says.
So my dad built the truck stop in 1972, and that was the marketing idea that he had. At the time, he brought in he had a pie baking contest, and people showed up with their apple pie. We had 42 contestants, and picked the winner because our pie was so awful.
The restaurant, known for its gimmick, is celebrating 50 years this year.
So that's where the slogan came from, and it's stuck. And the girls have T-shirts, and we sell those here in the store, and it's just been our gimmick and our thing.
So does it work?
It does, for sure. We have billboards on 80, so people will stop just to taste the worst apple pie.
Naturally, I had to sit down myself with some new friends to see if this was true. But before I give you my opinion, not only is the pie one of the restaurant's #1 sellers, but they also sell apples that go into the pie in the fall months.
We probably sell like 45 pies a day, pieces, slices, and then probably another 5 to 8 pies. Whole pies.
All of the pies are homemade, and there are always 8 different kinds of pies in a given day, but always the apple pie. So back to the taste. Oh, look, I have a whole apple. Okay. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
So my final opinion on whether or not it's the worst apple pie? Well, that's for you to decide when you visit. Road Trippin' in Emlenton, Addison Elbert, News 9. With 75 acres and 9 holes, the Foxburg Country Club may be the oldest continuously running golf course in the nation, but it keeps the game fresh. Woo-hoo! Wow. In 1877, an oil producer named Joseph Michael Fox brought the game of golf to the town of Foxburg after playing cricket in Scotland and meeting Tom Norris, nicknamed the father of golf.
When he met him, he bought some clubs, brought it back here.
put a place over at his farm about, his estate in 1884. In 1884, he had 8 holes. Course became too small, so he came over here, bought land, and put that 9-hole course over here.
In 1887, people used to bring their horse-drawn carriages up the road to this location, where the original country club used to sit, until it moved in 1912 to its now location.
And Foxburg has the honor of being the oldest, founded 1887. We're recognized by Congress as the oldest golf course in the United States. So the name is getting out.
And in many ways, the course's history is still alive and well.
On every tee you see the stone pillars, and one of them, as he said, there's one side there's sand, one side there's water, and that's how they used to always make their tees.
It also hosts a hickory stick tournament, which emulates the late 1890s gutty golf. Visitors from far and wide visit the historic games.
We had players from 16 states and Canada that came in, and it's just getting bigger and bigger by the year.
And to help keep the course active, many members have joined forces in preservation efforts.
Right now we have a big project going. It's called the 1887 Preservation. And what we're trying to do is get it back to the Victorian style that this course was at one time.
The clubhouse also houses the American Golf Hall of Fame, which features the evolution of the game and notable players who made it famous. Admission is free to the public.
If you sit on the porch and look at the clubhouse, watch the play, I think you can almost put yourself back in time to the way it was.
And this little piece of history is only a 2.5-hour drive. We're road tripping in Foxburg. I'm Addison Elbert with News 9. We're road tripping in Cook's Forest, just a 2-mile drive down the road from the Clarion River here at the Double Diamond Deer Ranch, where their catchphrase is, "You pet deer here. You don't shoot at them." Husband and wife Rusty and Shorty opened the deer petting zoo and museum in 1989 after already raising deer for 4 years.
My husband said he always wanted to know how long a deer could live, because in the wild back in the 80s, everybody shot a deer at 1.5 years old, and you never knew how big they could be.
They spoke with the Game Commission, got licensed, and had to buy from other licensed individuals.
We bought 3 bucks and 2 doe, and they were on a farm back in Clearfield County. So many people came to see them that they'd put money in our mailbox and to help feed the deer. So we decided that we could turn that into a business.
And from there, the Double Diamond Deer Ranch was born. Now, 33 years later, the ranch houses 16 bucks, 6 doe, and 3 new fawns. This is Rudy, and Rudy is 1.5 weeks old.
I came here to help them because they needed it, and they amaze me, and this place amazes me. 33 years, that says a lot.
Although the couple has been in business for 33 years, they were not sure if visitors would be interested at first.
The men come in and go, "Why should I go out and look at your deer when I can see them in the wild?" And they wouldn't pay to go through. And the moms and the kids said, "Oh, we want to pet and feed the deer." And it was so funny. They'd come back out and go, "You really missed it. You should have gone in there. There's a 27-point buck out there."
In addition to live deer, the Buck Barn houses other views.
Our customers had been coming for years, and they fell in love with our deer. And one customer suggested, "Why don't you get your deer taxidermied? Because we've been coming to see them all these years, and we would love to visit them again."
After receiving a lot of attraction, the couple decided to turn the barn into a larger museum, holding deer artifacts of their own and more, such as the trophy wall.
All the antlers on that wall and the life-size mounts and also the heads, they are all the world-famous deer that deer hunters know about. The Jordan buck being the most famous of all of them because it was the first world-class white-tailed deer.
The museum also houses Goliath.
He was a tame deer, world largest tame deer ever raised. Now there's new deer that have come out bigger than him, but he was the world's largest for quite a few years.
There was also a 1,500-pound moose from a museum auction in Williamsport. The museum and petting zoo are open from Mother's Day to Halloween, 7 days a week. Road tripping in Cook Forest, I'm Addison Elbert, News 9.